Welcome back. All right, so we got two games tonight in the National Hockey League. So big logos, half the board for one, half the board for the other. And for me, as a fan of the Canucks and the Stars, this is kind of a perfect night. So we'll go ahead. We'll start things off. We'll open up talking about the Canucks and the Rangers. So what do you want right now if you're a Canucks fan? You want the team to play well. Check. You want to see the penalty kill improve. That's a big check. I don't know if Adam Foote has a lot to do with this, but the penalty kill looks competent. It hasn't looked competent all year. It looks competent now. I also want to say JT Miller's error rate seems to have dropped over the last week or so. So, and I mean, including before the All Star break, not during the All Star. They didn't make any errors during the All Star break. So it's Martin versus Shesterkin, early press by the Canucks. Fox has a screenshot that's held. The Rangers dangerous in transition early in this one. There's a power play for New York. Crossbar for Zibanejad. The rebound's cleared. Panarin fires one wide. His shot is cleared out as well, or that rebound's cleared as well. They do kill that off. 2 shots allowed. But one thing with the Canucks is they seem to go through these little. They went through this against New Jersey and then tonight against the Rangers. A couple of minutes just kill them. So Kreider scores from Trocheck and Miller at 6:53, and then at 8:31, it's Hedel from Kakko and Miller. So 2 goals in less than 2 minutes puts the Canucks behind the 8 ball. Now, the Canucks get a power play. That would be their only one of the game. Near miss for JT Miller. They cycle. The puck deflects out. It's killed off. There's no shots on net for the Canucks power play. Shots on net are 7-3 for the Rangers with 7.5 minutes left. The Rangers were doing a good job of shot blocking when the Canucks did get some pressure, but Garland on a rush, he wires it. Quinn Hughes with the assist at 17:36. That makes it 2-1. That's your score after one period. Second period. Podkolzin has a rush chance that's held. This is another thing you're looking for if you're a Canucks fan right now. Are we seeing that development of young players? And in Podkolzin's case, it looks like the demotion to Abbotsford has really helped his game. VC has a shot that deflects out as the Rangers press. The shots are 4-1 for Vancouver, though 3 minutes in. Zibanejad's denied. Canucks clear, but then on a turnover, Lafreniere tips one in. The assists for Trouba and Miller at 6:23. So for Keandre Miller, that's 3 assists to that point in the game. His offensive numbers have really picked up. Kreider has a blast held as the Rangers press for more. Trocheck has a rush chance, that's blocked. VC's denied. Amon saves the rebound. The Rangers press at 8.5 minutes. Panarin fires one wide on a break. Trouba has a blast that's blocked. The Canucks clear it out. Rangers looking to hit stretch passes, really looking for those home run passes and not quite getting them. Kuzmenko with a net feed is held, and it ends a long stretch without a whistle as well. Things get pushy on a hold by Martin. The Rangers press with 5 minutes left, but Podkolzin would get his first of the season. It goes in off Panarin. They all count. The assist to JT Miller at 16:06. So there's 5 goals in this game, and Miller's had assists on 4 of them to this point. 1 for Vancouver, 3 for the Rangers. So that gives the Canucks a little bit of momentum, but with 3:15 left, the Rangers get a power play. Trocheck has a one-timer that's saved. The Canucks clear it out. They kill it off. So after 2 periods, the score is 3-2 in favor of the Rangers. The Canucks 5-22-1 when they're down after 2 periods. That record doesn't get better tonight, but again, it's not about wins, is it? Good early back and forth. Hughes took a puck to the face, though. That looked like it hurt, and when he came back, you could see that he had a black eye and his nose had been cut, so that may very well be broken. Lafreniere had a rush chance that was saved. The Rangers press at 6 minutes. We go almost 5 minutes without a whistle in this period. Beauvillier tips one wide as the Canucks press. Kreider gets hurt in a collision with Trocheck, so it's one of those things where you collide with a teammate, you didn't see it coming. And it's a knee, but he stays in. So he stays in the game. Near miss for Kakko as the Rangers press. Trocheck has a shot that's held, and then there's some pushing. Panarin would hit a crossbar. Hughes at this point comes back with the full face shield. So it may very well be a broken nose, but you can play through a broken nose. You just have to wear the fishbowl. Fox is denied. The Canucks clear it out. Amon then has a chance that's held. It's nice to see Amon back with the team as well. There's a Stillman blast that's kicked aside that was, I think they said 96 miles per hour. So the rebound is held by Shesterkin. Shen then was shown standing at the bench between shifts. So what John Garrett was saying was his guess is it might be a bad back. The concern being if you sit down with your back having problems, you might not be able to stand up again, so you just stay standing to keep it from seizing up on you. He was taking shifts, But yeah, he was standing up when he wasn't skating around on the ice. Garland is denied as the Canucks press to tie, and then at 16:05, Zibanejad on a rush scores from Trouba and Panarin. That makes it 4-2. But then the Rangers get crossed up. They thought it was going to be icing. Gallant was convinced it was going to be icing, and so was Igor. The puck's right there. He doesn't touch it, so Pettersson puts it in at 16-16. Beauvillier and Hughes with the assists, so Quinn Hughes with a couple of assists. Beauvillier with a helper, Pettersson with a goal. Makes it 4-3. So again, the Rangers weren't very happy with that goal counting. Goalie pull takes place with 1:45 left, with 53.1 seconds left. The Rangers ice it. They also call a timeout. 38.5 seconds, or the Canucks call the timeout. 38.5 seconds left. The Rangers get a power play, which basically ends it. The Canucks would pull the goaltender to make it 5-on-5, but they don't get much at the net. Your final score is 4-3 for the Rangers. They go to 29-14-8 on the season. The Canucks 20-27-4. So again, everything you want to see happen if you're a Canucks fan happens. Young players having good games. They play well. They don't get a point. So for those of you that want to see the draft lottery standings get better, tonight helps. Shots in this one, 7-5 Rangers in the first, 8-7 Vancouver in the second, 12-7 Vancouver in the third. Final shots, 25-21 Vancouver. Power plays, Vancouver 0-1, the Rangers 0-3. Hits, 25-21 Rangers. Martin saves 17 out of 21. Shesterkin saves 22 out of 25. So pretty good game overall, and the Rangers get the win. Now, the other game tonight was the green matchup between the Minnesota Wild and the Dallas Stars. It's always fun to see two teams that have green as their primary color against each other. Gustafsson versus Ottinger, and I thought both goaltenders had solid games tonight. Good early back and forth. The shots on net are 3-1 in favor of Minnesota 3.5 minutes in. The Wild, they draw themselves a power play. That leads to a shorthanded chance for Lindell that's held. It says Lindell. I mean Lindell up there. Part of me still probably on my break. Part of me probably still down in Disney. So that's killed off. No shots. So the only shot during that power play is actually for Dallas. Duhaime can't bury one in close. Dumba has a tip shot that saved. Things get pushy on a hold by Ottinger. Gurianov has a rush chance that's caught and held. The Stars then out of 3-on-2. That was defended. The Stars would press after. Ben is denied in close. Gustafsson holds on. The Stars have momentum. They're not getting very many shots, though. So they're getting the zone time. They have a good cycle going. The Wild are doing a good job of preventing shots from getting through. Merrill breaks up a Sagan chance, but he accidentally tips the puck back on Gustafsson, who easily saves it. So it's not as dangerous as it looked, but it's one of those things that for Merrill, you want to put it in the corner, not on your own goaltender. Heiskanen has a net feed that's held. The Wild had a 3-on-2. That fizzles. The Stars then rush. Studenic was denied. He was back in the lineup tonight for Dallas. Thought he played well. I did. I like Studenic. I know I'm one of the few. Here I am on an island by myself. Hartman has a rush chance that saved the Wild press. Marchment fires one wide. Lundqvist then had a shot that was held. Gurianov's denied on a rush in the final minute. So it's scoreless after one, in large part because of Gustafsson. Gustafsson had a remarkable first period. But in the second, the dam bursts. It takes 23 seconds, and it's a great deke on a break for Jamie Benn. His 20th of the season from Johnston and Lindell. I spelled it right there. Lindell, of course. Long change is normally bad for Dallas. This is something that was talked about going into the break. That second periods and overtimes, Dallas is kind of bad. Tonight, that didn't happen. So Glendening has a slot shot that saved. The Wild cleared out. Greenway with a net feed, that's blocked. The Stars ice it. The shots are 3-2 for Minnesota, 4.5 minutes in. But Dallas would add one. At 5:40, it's Radek Faksa from Sagan and Marchment. Cross ice pass, and he buries it on the 2-on-1. So for Stars fans that aren't big fans of Faksa because he doesn't score enough, which is an odd one to me because I think Fox is solid defensively. I think any points you get from him are a bonus. It's now 2-0 Dallas. Wild press for an answer. Dumba has a shot that's held. Studenic nearly buries one. Gustafsson holds on there. Johnston with a wraparound, that's saved. Ben then had a chance, was blocked, and it was a highlight reel save by Gustafsson on that wraparound there by Johnston. Stars, really dangerous on turnovers. This is the league we have now. Turnovers generate so many goals. At any rate, Hockenpah tips one in from Hintz and Robertson at 10:54. No chance on that one for Gustafsson. It was tipped right in front of him. And then a net feed to Goudreau with a near miss as the Wild look to answer. They're now down 3-0. Hintz has a rush chance, that's blocked. Marchman was rattled on a hit by Dumba, but he stays in. He would play the rest of the game. 3:14 left. The Wild draw a power play, and they score on it. It's a tic-tac-toe play. It's tipped in by Eriksson Ek in front of the net. The assists to Kaprizov and Zuccarello at 18-16. So the Wild are now on the board. And they had a good second period, just they had allowed 3 goals to this point in the period. Stars look to answer. Hartman scores, but it's goalie interference. The Wild do not challenge. Probably for the best they didn't challenge. They had some momentum, and I think that woke Dallas up a little bit anyways, because after 2 periods, it's 3-1. Third period, early Wild power play, that's killed off. No shots allowed by Dallas's penalty kill, which was excellent tonight. The Wild press after, but they're kept to the outside. The Stars press at 5 minutes. They're kept to the outside again. So while the shots are 4-1 for Minnesota at 6 minutes, feels like a lot of those are from a distance. Stars had a 3-on-2. That fizzles out, and then there's a press by the Wild 9 minutes into this. Dewar has a chance to deflect wide. The Stars end up drawing a power play. During the power play, they decided to have a circle underneath Jamie Benn. It's more of these bells and whistles. I talked about it the other night in the whole just because you can doesn't mean you should. I don't know, let's just put the name over every single player, circles under every single player. We can have a highlight for whoever has the puck. And the game's going to get so cluttered with a bunch of crap on the screen, we won't be able to follow what's going on. So at any rate, I found that distracting. I was like, on a replay, you can highlight the player. Don't do it during the live play. Just don't. Anyways, Heiskanen has a shot that's blocked. The power play's killed off. The Wild then rush the other way. Faksa draws a penalty shot. That was saved by Gustafsson, one of his many solid saves tonight in that net. Goligoski then has a blast that's held. We're down to less than 6 minutes left as the Wild are trying to get themselves back into this one. Pressed by Minnesota with 5 minutes left, with 4:39 left, the goalie pull. This is where I got a kick out of the announcers, too. Like, when do you think you should pull the goal? I think you should pull the goalie with 3.5 minutes left. And I said, with my wife right here, I said, he's not going to wait that long. It's Dean Evason. And then Evason pulls the goalie on a stoppage with 4:39 left in an offensive zone faceoff. I'm like, oh, I wouldn't have pulled him here. I definitely wouldn't have pulled him here. And I'm saying out loud, just admit you don't watch Minnesota games because Dean Evason is known for pulling the goalie early. It's just part of the way he does things. And honestly, it hasn't bit him as many times as one would think. It has worked on occasion. He's pulled what was the earliest he pulled the goaltender? I want to say with half a period left. I want to say there was a game last year where he pulled the goalie with half the period left. It's just Evason's way. So it's one of those things that when I'm listening to the chatter between all the announcers, there's times where I listen and I think, so you don't really watch what this team does very often. I get it. Anyways, at any rate, Pavelski then missed an easy empty net goal, which made me just a little bit nervous because then the Wild rushed the other way, and I thought, those can come back to bite you. But Hintz ends up getting in himself. I believe it was Hintz that tried passing to Pavelski. Pavelski couldn't hit the empty net. So on the next opportunity, Hintz does it himself. He gets the goal from Robertson at 17:49. That was immediately after a save by Ottinger. And Studenic then nearly adds one with the goalie back in the net, and things get pushy after that. But Dallas wins this one 4-1. They go to 30, 13, and 10. Clearly, the break has definitely helped Dallas. For Minnesota, another frustrating loss. 27, 19, and 4 on the season. They are third in the division, but I don't know for how much longer because you've got Colorado is coming up, and Nashville. There's the potential with Nashville as well. So Minnesota's not out of the woods in terms of making the playoffs yet. And I mean, look at their logo. They're never out of the woods. So the shots in this one, 14-9 Dallas in the first, 15-12 for Minnesota in the second, and 16-11 Minnesota in the third. Final shots, 40-37 for Minnesota, although I thought Dallas controlled most of this game. Power plays, Minnesota 1 for 3, Dallas 0 for 1. The hits 24-14 Minnesota. Gustafsson saved 33 out of 36. If it wasn't for him, it could have been 6 or 7-1. Ottinger, he's just Ottinger. 39 saves on 40 shots for Ottinger. When you get spoiled about your goaltender, you don't talk as much about his saves, even though he saved 39 out of 40. But again, it felt like for Dallas, they did a good job of keeping Minnesota to the outside. But let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.